欢迎大家收看亚洲保时捷卡雷拉杯2024年赛季第5回合的赛事直播。我是本次赛季的主持人 Sammy。这个周六我们将会在泰国武里南国际赛车道接连进行2个回合的比赛。在这非常炎热的天气里，想必这对车手们将会是一门新的挑战。Hello everyone and welcome to Chang International Circuit as we are here for round 5 and also 6 on a Saturday for Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2024 season. I'm your season host Sammy Ham, and I'm assure you today is going to be a really exciting one. Let's hear from our pit reporter Steve Dawson on the qualifying rounds.
Sammy, an exciting day, but it's going to be very hot. May well be the hottest day we've reported on in Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. It should touch 37 degrees centigrade today, so very hot here, but clean air at least for Alessandro Giretti. He's in pole position among the professional drivers. He'll be right alongside Dylan Pereira. Strange goings on among the Pro-Ams because Bao Jinlong is not in pole position. He'll be looking at the rear spoiler of Li Jizong. In pole position for the amateur drivers, it's Mongkong Satyun Tirikul. In the context of the entire grid, he's in P14. Should be hot, should be very hard work, but should be very exciting.
I'm sure we're going to have an exciting race later. Thank you so much, Steve. Let's pass it back to our commentators.
Well, thank you there to both Sammy and Steve. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. I'm Lewis McGlade. I'll be taking you through rounds 5 and 6 of the championship. Should be an exciting one. As Steve was basically saying there, it is very, very hot out there on circuit. Definitely in the mid to lower 30 degrees Celsius, maybe even, to be fair, peaking into the higher end of that towards even the low 40s. It is really, really tricky out there. Going to be tough for all the drivers to keep their Porsches on track, but also to keep that Michelin rubber in check throughout the entirety of these 17-lap races. Not going to be very easy for the drivers to deal with. We'll head straight back, though, to Sammy, who's catching up with the VIP.
Thank you, commentators. Now joining me on the track today, we have Porsche Carrera Cup Asia Series Manager and also former season champion, Alex Imperatori. Let's welcome Alex. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Sammy. Thank you very much. Really happy to be here at Thailand's top track here in Buriram. It's very hot and really looking forward.
Yes, you know, like this series, it's been the 4th visit to Chang International Circuit. Can you share with us what is so special about this track?
Yes, like I said, it's Thailand's top track. We're celebrating 10 years of the track being open here in Buriram. We've been here 4 times, almost since the beginning, 2015. It's a typical, you know, Hammond Tilke design track with a very long straight. We've got a lot of run-up areas, so track limit is always a topic here, but it's a challenge for our drivers, and I think the biggest one today is the heat.
That's right, and I hear you talk about the 10-year anniversary. We also have friends joining us from Thailand as well, isn't it?
Yes, correct. We're welcoming friends and enthusiasts from Porsche Thailand. They're having a track experience event here this weekend, so it's great to welcome our international Porsche family and to experience the Porsche passion and what motorsport is all about.
Now that's a really exciting race that we are anticipating on, but of course you mentioned about the heat. Can you share with us how does the weather is going to affect our drivers today?
Yes, it's very hot. You know, it's starting to heat up now. Still in the morning, so the temperature is creeping up. It's affecting the drivers. It's very hot in the cars, so they have to stay focused for a very long time. Still perform on peak level, but it's also affecting the cars. Tire temperatures get very hot, possibly out of the operating window, so the drivers have to manage this. They have to manage their tire degradation, and it's one more variable, you know, for the teams and drivers to handle. So definitely not easy.
So it seems like we're going to anticipate a very thrilling action later. So last question. Now that we only have 4 races in the season, but it seems like the competition has been really intense, isn't it?
Yes, correct. The season is really heating up, figuratively as well as literally. Now we start to see a bit the hierarchy coming clear in the championship. So it's still up for grabs, a lot to play for. At the front we have obviously Dylan Pereira, who scored his first win of the season to start the championship. But now Giretti has been on a 3-race winning streak. Let's see who can stop him. Mathis Jobert is also performing strong with a 100% podium record so far, so we'll see what he can manage. But in all classes, it's literally eating up. Also in Pro-Am, Bao is really strong, not on pole at the moment, so we will see. And also in the AM class, everything is up to play for. We have the local hero here with Mung Kong. Let's see what he can do.
Definitely looking forward to the races today. Thank you so much for your time, Alex. Let's pass it back to our commentators.
Certainly a lot to look forward to over today's racing. Of course, both races happening here on this Saturday, which is obviously slightly uncommon for the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, having both on the same day, and it just shows how the conditions are going to change throughout the day as well. You know, the conditions are likely to get hotter. No real rain expected throughout the day. It's looking like it's going to be just a nice toasty day. Not too much wind as well, which obviously was what the drivers had to deal with in the first race at Suzuka, particularly where they were dealing with a lot of struggles with that, particularly coming down into turn one. Here it's a lot calmer out there, just very warm indeed, which is exactly what you need to do, because it's not an easy track to navigate, is the Chang International Circuit. That race through turn one and down towards turn three, which we can see here, really can be quite tricky. 35 degrees Celsius has actually come up about 4 degrees in the last couple of hours. Again, chance of rain 5%, and there you've got the wind speed just 4 meters per second. It's not particularly quick. It's a little bit gusty, but nothing too major indeed. Track temperature though, 46 degrees Celsius. That is very toasty indeed. Certainly will push the operating window of these Michelin tyres right up to the top end of where their working range really is. And again, drivers are going to have to work throughout the race to keep them within that window. Let's head down though to Alessandro Gueretti and see what he says.
The sun is absolutely smashing down on us here in the pit lane. Let's have a chat with our pole sitter, Alessandro Gueretti. Alessandro, less than 1/10 of a second between you and Dylan in qualifying. What would you say your race pace is like?
We'll see today. It's a different condition. But yeah, as you said yesterday, the qualifying was really intense. Less than a tenth in Q1 and 100 in Q2. So yeah, Dylan and I, we are on the same pace, on the same lap time, so we'll see. It will be, I think, a nice race with a lot of battling. So, and also the other, they can also fight a lot. On this track, it's not like a Suzuka. There is a lot of opportunity to overtake and a long straight. So I think it will be a fun race.
And 2 races in one day. How happy are you with the car and able to cope with that?
Yeah, once again, the car just felt mega. My engineer did a crazy good job yesterday, so we get the double pole, which is really nice. It's always helpful to start in front with no one in front of you. So now, yeah, I need to focus on the race. It's another exercise, so we'll see how I can do.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
On a day when basically we're all talking about endurance racing with the 24-hour of Le Mans happening, obviously in a good few hours' time. Fair enough. I'm sure a lot of drivers will keep our eye close to that one. This is basically the start of the day of motorsport, but also start of a day basically of endurance racing. I know it's not endurance racing; it is only half an hour of racing, but with the difficulty of this stint, it is almost like a battle of endurance. In a moment, we'll be heading down into the Pro-Am category, where weirdly enough, we've got a new pole sitter in the category. It is not Bao Jinlong, who has won all 4 of the races. It is a driver who's jumping in for the first round of this championship, Li Judsong, who very curious to see how they get on in this championship. Do have to deal with Bao Jinlong, who's only 2 positions behind, so is on the row behind them, but he's basically going to be battling straight away for position. We'll head down though to Li Judsong and see how he's feeling before the first race.
Really excited about the race among the Pro-Ams today. Li Judsong is in pole position. Judsong, Bao Jinlong is right behind you. Do you think you can hold him off for 17 laps?
I will try my best. It's my first time here and also first time with the 992 GT3 Cup. I will try my best. Let's see.
Your first time here, really hot conditions. It must be very hard work for you and all of the drivers.
Yes, I think it's a very tough for the physically hot and the humidity. Yeah, let's see.
Look forward to seeing you drive. Good luck.
Thank you.
It's going to be so uncomfortable in those cockpits because of the heat. I mean, you've sat in your car on a summer's day where you've not had the air conditioning on, turn off your engine, just sit there for 5-10 minutes, or even after you've just jumped in after a nice day out and think, goodness me, this car is hot. Well, that's what they're going to have to deal with basically all the day through. No aircon in these cars, that is for sure. It's going to be very tricky for them to keep their minds in the race, to keep themselves hydrated. Obviously, they are sitting in the car. All of them have the doors open, trying to get some of that air into the car. We'll head down to the local boy, though, Munkung Satyantiragal, who is the AM pole sitter.
Monkong Satyantiragal heads the amateur drivers on this first race of the Saturday. You must be really pleased with that qualifying session yesterday. You were very, very quick.
Yeah, I already gave it all everything to be like as fast as I can. It's this track, particularly at this track, yeah.
You've got Eric Kwong right beside you. Are you expecting a really close race from the two of you?
Yeah, it should be like every circuit that we already raced, so he's fast. I am trying to be like here.
We're all very excited. Have a great race today. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed. The local man who has had pole position here in this championship before. In the first round of the season, had the pole position in the AM category. Unfortunately, retired from that race. It was at Shanghai. There is a look at Eric Kwong, who, of course, is the winner of all four of the AM races, all four of the AM category so far this season. We'll take a look at the championship standings. Alessandro Garetti, of course, at the top of the pro category with Dylan Pereira taking over second position now, just 1 point clear. Matthias Jobert in third position. Martin Magner and Rodrigo Diaz Almeida rounding out the top 5, but an impressive run from Garetti, who's not just a points leader here in Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, but also in Porsche Carrera Cup France as well. Bao Jinlong, of course, the championship leader, 106 points, the maximum amount of haul that he could take in the Pro-Am category. Eric Zong behind with Zhang Yatzi, of course, in third position, along with Li Juan-Yu and Li Chao, all on the same points, which is crazy enough to see. Eric Kwong and Henry Kwong at the top of the standings in the AM category. Eric Kwong with 103 points, almost maximum haul. It's only a fast lap at the pole position that he's missed out on. Munkong Satyantiragal, of course, they're in third position with John Shen, of course, in fourth, locked on the exact same points as So Chi Kwan. Of course, they're in fourth position in the AM category. There is Alessandro Garetti looking for a fourth consecutive victory in Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. It is not going to be an easy one, though. I guarantee Dylan Pereira will go on the attack as soon as possible, maybe trying to find a way past, less so down into turn 1, more so down into turn 3, which is where you've really got a great overtaking opportunity. You can do it down at turn 1, but turn 3 kind of feels a bit more like it. Let's take a look at the Chang International Circuit there. Of course, 12 turns around the 4.5 kilometers of racing. You can see the critical areas here. The overtaking spots down at turn 3, through 5 and 6, a double left-hander, and of course at the final turn at turn 12. Certainly one of the first races I saw around here in 2018 saw plenty of overtakes going down to the final corner. That was, of course, MotoGP in 2018. First turn, it's all about track limits. Same with turn 5, 8, 10 and 12, where drivers can run wide, particularly on the exit of the corner. That's where they can cause a couple of problems. They'll be focusing on the exit speeds at turn 1 and out of turn 3. 3 being a relatively difficult corner, to be perfectly honest. It's a more medium to high speed hairpin, relatively speaking, considering it is still a hairpin, but really tricky to find that line through and kind of come back in for a slightly later apex. What a few drivers were struggling with a little bit during qualifying, where not much was separating the top positions. Of course, I think back in Suzuka, I remember it being quite a large margin between Alessandro Garetti and Dylan Pereira. Certainly not this time, less than a tenth between the pair of them on the starting grid. They're beginning their formation lap as they'll head their way around and get themselves into position. We'll see the starting grid as well, and once again confirm that Alessandro Garetti will be starting this one from pole position alongside Dylan Pereira. He'll be starting on the front row, the same as it was back in Suzuka. Third position, Matthias Jalbert, after being in second position going into Suzuka, dropping back in the championship by a single point behind Dylan Pereira. Martin Raginger, of course, in fourth position. Dylan Yip, who had a great qualifying the previous round of the championship, in third position if I remember correctly, dropped back to ninth during the race, of course, in Suzuka, but still a solid performance from him. Nazim Asman, who will like to go a little bit further than the first race in Suzuka, where he retired basically on the race start. Rodrigo Diaz Almeida will start from 7th position, with Ling Kang starting from 8th. Zach Stitzbury, we started from 9th position on his return to the championship, did the first round of the season, missed the last round of Suzuka, and is now back. We can see Li Judsong, of course, pole sitter in the Pro-Am category, starting from 10th position, with Eric Zong behind him in 11th, and of course, champ leader Bao Jin Long starting from 12th position. So should be a tough show for him to try and keep them at bay. Lao Jian Yu starting from 13th position, and then the pole sitter in the AM category going to Mungkung Satyantirical, starting from 14th position. Eric Kwong, though, championship leader, directly behind him in the AM category. Henry Kwong starting from 16th position before we get to the 777 car of Lu Jiawei, starting from 17th position on the grid. Of course, we've got Li Chao, the number 9 car, starting from 18th position before we get to the 117 of Zhou Qi Quan, starting from 19th, just inside that top 20, along with Yao Lian Bo in 20th. Still a lot of drivers to go through, though. A 27-car grid here. Porsche Carrera Cup Asia here at Lichang International Circuit is Jackie Wu, with Edwin De Silva starting from 22nd position. Hendrik J. Sawatni, of course, from 23rd, with Zhang Yatsi from 24th position, having received a penalty. I'll get into that in a moment, with Christian Cha starting from 25th position. John Shen starting from 26th. The final position on the grid, of course, going the way of the 75 of Su Jifeng. The penalty was for using more tyres than was allocated. Basically, they have a certain allocation of tyres. I think in qualifying there's a bit of a problem, and they had to go onto a fresh set of tyres for this session. It's a little bit complicated than the tyre rule, but basically not adhering to the required amount of Michelin tyres on that car. They'll work their way through the final corner, line themselves up, and of course the control will be to the starter as the lights will come on, and we'll prepare ourselves for the race start. Alessandro Garetti looking for a victory, for a 4th in a row. Of course, in the other categories, in both the Pro-Am, it will be Bao Jinlong and Eric Kwong in the AM category, looking for 5 in a row to start off what has been a perfect 2024. Let's get ourselves underway then at the Chang International Circuit here for the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, as the lights begin to come on. 17 laps of racing here as Alessandro Garetti will look to try and beat out Dylan Pereira. We race our way down to the first corner as plenty of drivers go all over the place in the background because there has been a stall in the background. They have managed to get back going again, but it's a perfect start from Alessandro Garetti down into the first corner. No major bits of drama as they head their way through turn 1. It is just an excellent start from Garetti. Dylan Pereira keeping him under company down into the second and third corner, as there is Matthias Jaubert going for a move down the inside on Dylan Pereira. Excellent move from the Frenchman to take over second position. Will it hold? No, it won't. Dylan Pereira straight back up and inside, and up now into second position. A fantastic performance there from Dylan Pereira to have snuck that one back past, but it is Alessandro Garetti holding on to the race lead as they work their way down the hill into turn 5. Those sneaking their way through, plenty of side-by-side in the background, as the number 9 car there of Li Chao just trying to keep Yao Liang Bo behind as well. That would be about 18th position. A pair of those fighting over. Now through this middle sector where track limit is such a high focus point for all of our drivers, and of course for race control, and we're keeping their eye very much on it. Not no major excursions though, all keeping it well within the white lines as they see fit. Zach Stichbury there trying to keep Li Zicheng behind, and doing a great job of it. Of course, Zach Stichbury jumping in once again back into the championship, having missed the previous round. But look at this lead from Alessandro Garetti, who's obviously starting to pull away already from Dylan Pereira. He might be a tough man to beat when it comes to 4 in a row. Move just a little bit further back there is very tight across the line. I think that might have been satirical Zach Stitchbury dropping back down the order ever so slightly, struggling to keep his car up the order, and you can see there on the left-hand side it is Stitchbury who's lost out most of the ground in the 84, along with championship leader in the Pro-Am category, Bao Jin Long, losing out a few positions on the race start, now runs in 3rd position in the category. As we've got a couple of moves happening here just behind. That will be the number 18 of Rodrigo Diaz Almeida, just trying to sneak his way past with Lin Kang behind. No switch positions between the pair of them. Lin Kang has to hold on to 8th position at the moment, but was right on the rear end then of Rodrigo Diaz Almeida. Very, very close between the pair of them. It's 1.1 seconds between the top two, though. That is where things are starting to spread out. 2nd and 3rd not separated by too much, but then plenty of gaps up and down the order being very close, including that between Eric Zong and, of course, Munkung Satyantirical, who's just about able to hang on to 10th position at the moment, is the amateur driver. She's driving very well at the moment, is Satyantirical, who is the AM leader very comfortably as well, because Eric Kwong and Henry Kwong are down in 15th and 16th positions overall. Those are running 2nd and 3rd in the AM category, showing how good Munkong's start has been. I wonder if there'll be questions from race control as to whether it maybe was too good. We'll have to wait and see. The stall on the race start, by the way, was Hendrik J. Sawakti, who's now at the rear of the field. Did see someone who was stationary on the grid. That's who dropped all the way back to the rear of the field, and they are going. They're part of the train, and they will certainly be involved and embroiled in all of this fighting. This is the battle, though, for 5th position in the race between Dylan Yip and Nazim Asman. Asman looking to the inside, working his way down into turn 3 and committing for a move, as we saw from Jalbert on the first lap of the race. Also the switch just behind that between Rodrigo Diaz Almeida, trying to keep Lin Kang behind and doing a great job in doing so. Is able to keep Lin Kang behind, and there was the switch of position ahead of them. So I do believe that Nazim Asman is now up into 5th position. Certainly is managing to keep now Yip behind. So it is Nazim Asman up into 5th position, as there's a bit of a look as well as Asman's that was not Asman, that was Rodrigo Diaz Almeida trying to make the move straight away on Yip as well. Can't quite find that one past, and the number 6 car of Dylan Yip struggling, as we saw a little bit as well back in Suzuka. A bit of a lock up there from Rodrigo Diaz Almeida as well, so that one certainly isn't ideal. Was plenty of pushing at the moment from a lot of these drivers, but yeah, crazy stuff between a lot of this group, and some excellent racing indeed. It is a good lead, though, from Alessandro Gueretti, 1.6 seconds clear at the moment, and pulling away even further as he's trying to make the margin up and clear away. There is the switch then as the number 18 of Rodrigo Diaz Almeida works his way down the inside of Dylan Yip to take over 6th position. So an excellent move there as Rodrigo Diaz Almeida will try and clear away, but I think Dylan Yip might try and send one back down the inside. That was going to be covered off nicely from Rodrigo Diaz Almeida. Working their way down into turn 3, maybe a little bit deep here, could open up the opportunity for Lin Kang to potentially come through. The 21 as well of Li Zhuchong directly behind, trying to find his way into the mix, but I think might just stare at the rear end of these for a little bit longer. He is in the lead of the Pro-Am category at the moment, is the 21, so at the moment probably doesn't need to get too involved in all of this. Do have a track limits warning for Christian Cha, so there is that was at turn 1 as to where that track limits warning was coming from, and so obviously race control keeping a very close eye on exactly what is going on the racetrack. So Christian Cha is running down in 20th position in the number 69 car, receiving a warning from race control, as there is an enormous lockup there. Wow, that was a really big lockup from Rodrigo Diaz Almeida. Really struggling. I did notice a lockup on the previous lap, and it does seem as though Rodrigo Diaz Almeida is also struggling with the front right tyre and making sure that tyre is not locking up. That's going to be a big problem later on in the race if he keeps locking up like that. Poor exit there from Dylan. This could be Ling Kang's opportunity to work his way past the inside down into turn 1. It'll be Ling Kang in that bright pink machine working his way through now into 7th position. Excellent stuff as Dylan Yip is really struggling, dropping back down the order in the pro category. We'll take a look at the race start though, as you'll see in the background. I think it's Hendrik Jayasawati who doesn't get moving on the race start, but what a perfect launch it was from Alessandro Gueretti down into the first corner to take over the race, or to hold rather the race lead. A couple of bits of side-by-side action in all that, but nothing too major. But check this out from Matthias Joubert trying to get to the inside. Almost made that move stick down into the first corner, but couldn't quite complete that one. Alessandro Gueretti, though, is your race leader. Track temperatures creeping up. It was 46 degrees when we started this race. It is now 50 degrees Celsius at the moment. So it has indeed been climbing, which makes sense obviously with all the drivers and cars going around the circuit, so track temperature is going to increase, but yeah, they're certainly having to work very hard for it at the moment. It is Alessandro Gueretti, Dylan Pereira behind, Matthias Joubert, Martin Raginger with Nazim Asman, Rodrigo Diaz Almeida, then Ling Kang, Dylan Yip, Lee Zhichong, and of course Munkol Satyam Tirikul, the top 10 at the moment in the race, with of course the 21 and the 76 leading in the Pro-Am and the Am category respectively, and both by a fair margin, it must be said. To be fair, the pair of them are right on the rear end of Dylan Yip as well, so there could be some switches of positions slightly back down the end of the rear end of the top 10, where we could see some moves. This is the battle for 11th position, with Bao Jin Long trying to keep Zach Stitchbury at bay, so there is that fight as well. This is a little bit further up the order, where we'll see, there is the look. Oh my goodness me, that's almost overcommitted there from Zach Stitchbury, trying to send one down in at T3, trying to make that move on the inside. Of course, they are fighting for overall positions. Bao Jin Long is currently second in the Pro-Am category, trying to keep Zach Stitchbury at bay, who's obviously a pro driver in this. So it's not for a position switch in the Pro-Am category. So if you are a Bao Jin Long fan, don't worry about it too much. If he loses out on this position, it will just be an overall position loss. But when it comes to the really important bit, being the Pro-Am battle, it's not too much ground lost, although I don't see any scenario at the moment where Bao Jin Long is going to make it 5 from 5 victories in the Pro-Am category. That's a long time to go in this race. Plenty of opportunities and time for them to close down the margins. Maybe even just a little bit of tyre conservation at this early point. But Li Jun-song is a fair margin ahead of Bao Jin Long at the moment, and Zach Stitchbury close, going down into the final corner in that white and black car directly behind. Of course, the Porsche New Zealand car desperately trying to find the way past, but can't do so. Going a little bit wide in the background as well. I think that's Henry Kwong, who was a little bit wide just in the background there, going through the final corner. I have seen a few notes from race control. Jackie Wu was the next one to be warned. In fact, I've just got a warning come through my screen now for the 86 for track limit. And the 86 belongs to, I was looking for Henry Kwong to see who he was, but Henry Kwong's in the 91, so it's not Henry Kwong. It's okay. It's Martin Raginger, of course, who's in 4th position at the moment. A warning for track limits. I was going to say that was very quick if they got that warning out straight away. But a few drivers already being warned for track limits, and we were saying there are a few corners around here where track limit excursions are the major talking point. Turn 1, turn 5, this section where they're coming through now. The right-hander, they're just about to head their way through. You can see there just the green runoff, so easy to exceed there, and of course the final turn as well. This is the battle for 9th position at the moment on the road as Munkong Satyantirakel trying to take ninth position from Lee Judsong. As I do believe Dylan Yip's been able to kind of alleviate some of the issues at the moment in that number 6 car and is starting to pull away from the group behind as Munkong Satyantirakel looks to the inside. This is going straight onto the final corner, but actually Satyantirakel getting onto the brakes a little bit early. Big kick of oversteer from the 21 of Lee Judsong. Of course, the Pro-Am leader at the moment could be overtaken by an amateur driver. Looks to the outside, heading down into the first corner. Do remember as well, it is Lee Judsong's first race in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. A little bit too deep at T1. And it could open the opportunity for the 76 of Munkong Satyantirakel to work his way past. By the time they get down into turn 3, they head to the kink at 2. The door is open. Is Satyantirakel going to send it? Yes, he is. Look to the inside. Oh my goodness me. That is way out wide for Lee Judsong. He could get a really good drive coming out of turn 3 through the kink of 4 down towards 5. They head up and over the crest. The outside line being taken from Munkong Satyantirakel. He's trying to pinch him over to what will be the left-hand side of the racetrack, the right-hand side of the screen, trying to hold that tight line, working their way down into turn 4 and 5. Munkong Satyantirakel has opened up the door for Bao Jinlong to work his way past. There's the switch of position. Bao Jinlong works his way through into the top 10, and Zach Stitchbury behind all of that is having to settle for 12th at the moment, but could be picking up a couple of spots in all this as they work their way down the back end of the circuit. Excellent stuff from Bao Jinlong, who I'm pretty sure I said earlier, I don't see an opportunity as to where he's going to win 5 from 5. And now he's knocking at the door at the back of the Pro-Am leader, Lee Judsong. And to be fair, the chance of there being a move now is quite high. Excellent stuff for Bao Jinlong. There's a reason he's won 4 from 4 and could be winning a 5th race. Out wide once again though goes Lee Judsong, but it wasn't a great exit from the driver running in 2nd place in the Pro-Am category as the 969 of Jackie Wu has been for a spin. Oh goodness me. Manages to work the car back onto the racetrack. That was down at turn 6. As we'll see a replay maybe as to what happened. It was a bit of a battle with John Shen and just overcommitting for the corner did Jackie Wu. Went for a spin, managed to not roll back into the gravel because that could have been curtains for the race, but either way manages to get the car back in the right direction and sent it round once again whilst all that was happening. This is the battle for 9th position, I do believe, as it certainly is still Lee Judsong running in 9th position. It is Bao Jinlong behind Munkong Satyantirakel, who we're looking at there, running in 3rd in shot. Of course, that is 11th position on the road. Zach Stitchbury running in 12th position in the category. So this 4-car fight for 9th position. They've dropped 4.6 seconds behind Dylan Yip, who was struggling to get into the rhythm of the race, but certainly has now found his rhythm at the front of the field. Just to give you a bit of an update as we're approaching the halfway point of the race, it is a comfortable position for Alessandro Garetti. He's leading by 2.3 seconds. At the moment, well, let's cancel that one, make it 2.6 seconds for Alessandro Garetti. Taking a look at Jackie Wu's car to see if there's any puncture. I think it's absolutely fine. So the Porsche Own Retail 69 team should be able to carry on nicely. Those mission tyres holding up to the slight spin there. Just a bit of overcommitment there on the inside of the corner. Race lead in the Pro-Am category seems to have grown ever so slightly as we look. Lee Judsong being able to pull out a 1.1 second margin at the moment over Bao Jinlong. So that gap's grown a fair amount as Bao Jinlong going to have to deal with the pressure of the local boy Munkong Satyantirakel as that is going to be held at the moment. Of course, the AM leader being Satyantirakel, looking for his first AM victory of the season because all 4 of them have been taken by this driver here. Eric Kwong having taken all 4 as we've got a car off here. That is the number 88 of Hendrik Jaya Sawakti. Out of the final corner, has gone for a bit of a spin, has looped it round, and you can see there Jackie Wu coming through the final turn. Whilst all that's been going on, Li Juan Yu has been into the pit lane as well. So plenty of drama here as the 77 of Eric Zong and Li Zhu Wei all having a bit of a fight, a bit of a ding-dong over 14th position on the road, and that should be the advantage for Li Xiaowei in the 777 car to work his way now up into that all-important 14th position. Meanwhile, the number 16, another lock-up. Number 16 has just received a warning. That's John Shen for track limits. Another first warning. These drivers really pushing the track limits to the nth degree, all the way up to the absolute limit. As we're just seeing the battling up and down the order. It's been fantastic. We've seen some great moves. Seen some bold attempts. Seen some not work out. Some that have. And at the moment, everything's calming its way down through the middle. We've got some side-by-side behind all this, though. I think that might be for the Pro-Am lead, as Li Song is just trying to hang on once more from Bao Jinlong, who's trying to work his way back into the mix. Once again, this is for the Pro-Am lead, the 21, Li Song, first round in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia at the moment, just about able to hang on to that position. Just able to keep the number 7 car at bay, but that got close once again. I'm wondering if there's this flow where, to be fair, it seemed as though Li Song kind of getting into the rhythm, then getting knocked out of it a little bit, then finding it again, then getting knocked out of it again. That's what we've seen a little bit over the first 10 laps of this race. It seems exactly what's kind of going on in this scenario. There's a bit of a lock-up there for Bao Jinlong. Munkong rather setting Tiracle directly behind. There's no shock these drivers are struggling with these conditions and struggling with consistency in these conditions because of the temperature. It is incredibly hot. Again, it was 50 degrees Celsius track temperature the last time we checked, but I can tell you something, that will almost certainly have gone up rather than down over the last little bit. No cloud coverage to speak of to aid the track in any cooling. Bit of a lock-up ahead. I think that'll be Dylan Yip struggling with the front right tyre again down into the first corner, which is going to be so tricky for them to have dealt with. But must be said, excellent stuff then from Li Song to pull out once again a bit of a margin over Bao Jinlong. No switch coming down into the hairpin at turn 3. Got to say, Zach Stitchbury, the pro driver, the lowest of the pro drivers. Don't want to put too much of a figure of that, but probably be staring at this thinking, oh, come on, I should be ahead of this grouping. I've got to find my way past at some point. No way for them to have made progress as of this moment. But alas, it is what it is at the moment for Zach Stitchbury. Staring at these 3 cars ahead, there will be an opportunity for a move at some point. The defensive line coming in maybe a little bit too early there for Li Song. But wow, I was able to make that one stick. I was a little bit concerned. He might have gone straight on. It's so easy to lock the front left going into that corner there. Oh, speaking of locking up, that's the lock up for Alessandro Gueretti, race leader. Final corner. Gueretti locking up the front right of that car. Meanwhile, Dylan Pereira has been struggling a little bit because he's been caught by Matthias Jobert, who's going to try and find his way past the number 99. Battle for second in the race and second in the championship. These two are separated by just a single point. There could be a move coming in for the number 99. The 33 who's just received, which is Lin Kang, has just received a 4th warning for track limit excursions. So that'll be a black and white warning flag. That's a last warning. A bit of a lock up there. Oh my goodness me, from Matthias Joubert. And that is going to be the switch for second position. Tried on the first lap of the race, succeeded on the 12th. Fantastic move from Joubert. And yes, indeed, a lovely move from Matthias Joubert as there is the switch. We'll see that straight away on replay. It's just a bit of a lock up on the front right, but nothing major. As the switch comes in, lovely stuff. Dylan Pereira tried to sneak one back down the inside, but was unable to make that move stick. Again, excellent stuff from Joubert to take over the second position and just managed to sneak his way past. Again, brilliant scenes, but I mean, it's a tough track to get those moves done on. But again, seems to navigate his way around that one very nicely indeed. Okay, very tough though for them to catch up to Alessandro Gueretti, who is just running away with things at the moment, as he's trying to clear out to a 4th consecutive victory at the moment, and currently sits 3.2 seconds clear at the moment at the front of the field. And despite that lock-up down in the final corner of the track a little bit earlier on in the race, it's just been a very solid performance from Alessandro Gueretti, almost completely flawless. Anyway, back down to the battle for 9th position, as we saw the excellent flight that we've been seeing by basically all the way through the race, as we saw at some point. We've been seeing it all the way through. Li Judsong, leader in the Pro-Am category, with Bao Jin Long in 10th. Zach Stitchbury has worked his way past Munkung Satintirikul, who is still the AM leader, and is still, if you look on the timing tower, for Munkung Satintirikul, home favourite. I'm sure all the home fans are very much keeping an eye on him, as there is. That is indeed debris. So someone's had a bit of a problem here coming down into turn 4 and 5. But for Munkung Satintirikul, he's 9.4 seconds clear in category. The important bit, the massive margin back all the way to Eric Kwong. Just showing how very impressive Satintirikul has been so far this round. That's a bit too deep though. Here comes the move to the inside. Bao Jin Long sneaking his way past. That'll be the move for the race lead in Pro-Am. So it could well be 5 from 5 for Bao Jin Long. Bit of a lock-up on the front right, but still, that move done to perfection. And Bao Jin Long, now your race leader in Pro-Am. Li Judsong could be overtaken here by Zach Stitchbury down into the final corner, depending on where the move's going to happen. Is there going to be the opportunity? Yes, there is. Zach Stitchbury has a look, but it is going to be the hold for the number 21. So currently hang on for the final position inside the top 10, Li Judsong. I think this one might be more of a when rather than if there is going to be a move coming in from Zach Stitchbury, who's obviously worked his way past Munkung Satintirikul, but now wants to step his way past. A few laps left to go, just 3, 14 laps complete, 17 in total, of course, in this race. It is still Alessandro Gueretti leading by 3.2 seconds, doing an absolutely excellent job at the front of the field. It's just such a dominant performance at the moment in front from Alessandro Gueretti. But I think there could be the whole thing of like, is he pushing too hard at the moment? Is he pushing those tyres too hard? I wonder if that's any of the communication from the team, from Team Chepton, to maybe say, all right, rein it in. Let's calm things down. Let's make sure we're reaching the checkered flag. As we head back to Chelsea Kwong. Of course, 20th position with Christian Cha behind. He was the first driver to receive any track limits violations warnings. Was Christian Cha still obviously been able to keep it well within the track limits, because no one's received any penalties as such. Coming round to complete yet another lap, 15 down for Alessandro Gueretti. Just 2 more to go as he continues to pull out this margin. Now up to 3.8 seconds. There is your race leader. I said he was leading, or rather is leading, in the Porsche Carrera Cup France as well, over Matthias Jobert as well. So the two of those in a championship battle in there. It's been 4 races, 4 victories from Alessandro Gueretti in the Porsche Carrera Cup France. Well, it's looking like it's going to be 4 from 4 in the last 4 races for Gueretti, as we do have our first time penalty in the race. It'll be a 5-second time penalty for Nazim Azman at the moment, who currently runs in 4th position in this race. So the Malaysian driver receiving a 5-second time penalty for abusing track limits. Very easily done around here. We've said that time and time again, but it is important to note that he is the first driver to receive a time penalty into the final sector. Alessandro Gueretti is going to go. So it'll be preparing on the penultimate lap of the race for the last one, as Gueretti will be bringing things around. You can see Team Jebsen staring at all the timing sheets, making sure that everything's all right. Obviously, tyres and such, as he goes deep at the final. Oh, never mind. Goodness me, that was my brain that had left the station. Of course, that was Jackie Wu trying to get out of the way. as onto the final lap of the race for Alessandro Gueretti. Honestly, I had a bit of heart and mouth moment. There, I was thinking that there was something maybe massively dramatical happening to Alessandro Gueretti. Of course, that is not the case. Just Jackie Wu being a good back marker, to be perfectly honest, getting out of the way, allowing the top drivers to clear their way through. Matthias Gilbert, after clearing his way through into second position, has been able to pull out 2.2 seconds over Dylan Pereira, the 2022 Mobil 1 Super Cup champion, as there is a look here at the 17th, working their way down the inside. I don't think that's a position. That is on Henrik Jalati, who's just dropping a lap down at the moment. Gueretti, though, with full control in Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Of course, the pro category points leader at the moment. Checking away into the distance in the championship. There'll be a switch for second position in the championship. It'll be Matthias Gilbert retaking over second position in the title race. But they are all dropping far, far, far behind the Frenchman of Alessandro Gueretti. Team Jebsen into the final sector of this racetrack, looking to take 4 victories from 4 races. The only race this season he hasn't won was the very first one of 2024. But as he comes through the final corner here at the Chang International Circuit, it is another victory for Alessandro Gueretti over Matthias Gilbert and Dylan Pereira. What an excellent performance from Alessandro Gueretti, and you can see what that means to the team. You know what that means to Alessandro Gueretti. What a fantastic performance. Just dominating this championship at the moment. That does not mean it's going to happen in the race later on in the day. That does not mean that we're going to see a copy and paste of this one. So it is what it is. But Alessandro Gueretti taking a fantastic victory. Not the only victory though, because of course we've still got to deal with the AM and with the Pro-Am, and it will be a Pro-Am victory for Bao Jin Long. There he is across the line of that blue car, and that will be a 5th consecutive victory for Bao Jin Long. Lee Jun Song, of course, in 10th position. And for Munkung Satin-Tirakel, it is a first victory in the AM category. What an unbelievable performance that was. When speaking of dominating performances in the AM category, that is an unbelievable winning margin for Munkung Satin-Tirakel. 10 seconds, just under 10 seconds clear of the rest of the field. Very, very impressive drive from Munkung Satin-Tirakel. Drives like that, you'd be wondering, how's he in the AM category? That was just a perfect, flawless drive with no issues. Just played his cards brilliantly. Didn't get too involved in the battle with Zach Stitchbury once Stitchbury went for a move. Kind of allowed the move to happen. Didn't fight it too hard because bigger things were at stake, bigger things were at play. Zach Stitchbury's not battling in the same category. Whilst they are battling for the overall position, Stitchbury's not battling for position in the AM category. So that's the bit that Satin-Tirakel's really focused on, is winning in that category rather than trying to get 11th position in the overall race. Which was won by Alessandro Gueretti. Wonder what he's going to say in the post-race interview, because when he won back into Suzuka again, to be fair, the same with Bao Jin Long and the likes, they were basically suggesting the idea of, right, copy and paste that one tomorrow. Well, there is no copy and pasting that one tomorrow. It's copy and pasting that one later on in the day. Obviously, in a few hours' time, I think it's 2 o'clock local time here in Thailand. We'll be going racing for the second time here on Saturday, and that is going to be a very toasty race. It's just under 4 hours away. We'll be racing for the second time for round 6 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, as the drivers on the podium will work their way round onto the start-finish straight. Of course, they'll be placed under Parc Fermé regulations immediately, so no one's touching the cars, as all the race stewards and stuff will basically double-check everything, make sure that everything's been kept within regulations, which is obviously tricky for all the mechanics and stuff to deal with. On a day like this, things are so tricky. Yep, holds his hand up to the camera. I think that was to say 5. not, well, maybe we'll stay 4 because it's 4 consecutive victories. 5 races down, and the points leader is Alessandro Giretti. You can see the other drivers as well working their way up to the podium as we'll take a look at the provisional results. Provisional race classification. Alessandro Giretti, then your race winner by 3.9 seconds over Matthias Jobert. Dylan Pereira in 3rd position with Nazim Asman, who will actually end up dropping back a single position behind Martin Ragginger, courtesy of the 5-second time penalty that he's been delivered post-race. So Ragginger will move up to 4th, Nazim Asman down to 5th. Rodrigo Diaz Almeida in 6th position with Ling Kang currently running in 7th. Dylan Yip did manage to secure the car in 8th position. Bao Jinlong takes a 5th consecutive victory in the Pro-Am category with Lee Judsong. Zach Stitzbury in 11th position with Munkon Satyen Tirikul taking his first victory in the Am category. Eric Kwong directly behind that with Li Wei, of course, on the podium. So that's a great performance for Li Wei. Of course, 14th position. Eric Zhang in 15th position with Henry Kwong down in 16th. Zhang Yatzi in 17th position and Li Chao behind. You saw the rest of the finishers, the runners and racers in that race. We'll head down though to Alessandro Giretti, who's going to give us a winner's interview.
Alessandro is with me, our winner today in hot conditions. Was it as easy as it looked?
I think you can see in my face how hard it was to drive today. The heat is really hard, so I'm happy to have won the race. And I want also to congrats a lot my team Jebsen, my engineer, Benjamin Flock, and my coach Sacha Massen for the incredible job we did. Like for the moment, it's really cool. I could keep learning during the race and keep improving my driving. I think I did one big mistake, so I know that I need to not do it anymore in race 2. But yeah.
What was that mistake? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I did a lock up in the last corner, which cost me a lot, and then I had a flat spot on my tire, so then I was way slower, so I need to avoid this. And yeah, I also want to congratulate all the Pro-Am and also Pro driver, because we got any safety car, so which is really impressive. So well done to them in this condition. It's really hard.
All right, it's a long, tiring day. Get some rest, and hopefully we'll talk to you again in the afternoon.
Thank you. See you.
Yeah, indeed. There we go. So catching up there with our race winner in Alessandro Giretti after such an impressive performance in that race. Just, again, utterly dominant throughout that race, and just seemed unbeatable. And will that be the case later on in the day? That's the big question. It's going to be a tall order for the likes of Matthias Jobert and Dylan Pereira to maybe do it. Bao Jinlong, though, of course, was the driver who won in the Pro-Am category in unbelievable performance, having to snuck his way through on Lee Judsong to take the victory. Let's catch up with Bao Jinlong now.
Bao Jinlong has a cold drink in his hands and he's struggling a bit recovery, but I'm glad you're able to recover. You managed to get the overtake in towards the end of the race. It looked like there was some contact when you went by. Was there contact?
Yes, my qualifying is very bad, and I start from behind and the start. I have some problem with my clutch. I should keep clutch, brake, throttle together, otherwise the car will move. And I lose 2 positions at the first corner, but then I just want to push hard. And the 2 contact with one is with Eric, one is with Li Zhitong.
Understandably, you look hot, you look tired. 2 races today. Yeah. What will you do between now and the start of the next race to recover? How will you rest?
For me, it's okay, just 1 hour.
A very fit young man, good. Okay, we look forward to seeing you in the afternoon.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. There we go. I mean, I said about the race start, I did wonder because he did drop back a few positions, which is why I thought Lee Judsong was basically going to run away with the victory, and that we weren't going to see Bao Jinlong be able to take the 5th consecutive victory. But just managed to kind of not let that kind of worry or kind of stress out in the race. And Bao Jinlong working his way back through lap by lap, piece by piece, and another time to sneak through to take victory. Down there to Munkon Satyen Tirikul, winner in the AM category.
Yeah, Munkon Satyen Tirikul is with me, winner in the amateur category. If I touch this car, very, very hot indeed, right? But you look calm, you look collected. Was it straightforward?
Yeah, I think because this is Thailand, so I can be a little bit calm than previous track. So yeah, it's good. I have like a good start. Then when I have a good start, I don't have to battle with the rear. So it's helped me a lot to go now.
How important is it for you in your home country to have a good weekend, 2 races in one day?
I mean, everyone, like every Thai expected that someone in Thai that drive in the BCCA needs to win like 1 time or 2 times. Yeah, and they really expected. So I just quite like seriously a bit scared before the race, but it's good. Yeah, it's a good result.
Handling the pressure well. We look forward to seeing you in the afternoon. Well done.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Wow, interesting to fully understand the pressure there for Munkong Satintirikul. Always expecting a Thai driver to win in at least once in Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. That is a lot of pressure to put on your own shoulders, but wow, did he deal with it well. Again, winning that category by 10 seconds over Eric Kwong. Just absolutely fantastic action. Delivered brilliantly, just managed to deal with it perfectly, to deal with the pressure perfectly, and was able to check out into the distance. Said it all basically came down to the race start there as well. So which kind of makes sense. You know, you get a good start, you're more focused on what's happening ahead rather than what's happening behind. We'll take a look though at race highlights. Highlights then from the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia round number 5. Alessandro Gueretti starting from pole position and leading down into the first corner with Dylan Pereira holding on to second position. Plenty of side-by-side battles working their way down into the first corner after a poor start from Bao Jinlong, with feeling the pressure from Munkong Satintirikul. A bit of an attempt on the first lap coming in for Matthias Jalbert, trying to take over second position, but Dylan Pereira said absolutely not on this occasion, as he was able to fend off the second position. Plenty of battles a little bit further down the order. Dylan Yip was struggling a little bit with the pace of the car. Unfortunately for the 969 of Jackie Wu, a bit of a spin, just trying to make a move on John Shen, was unable to complete that move. A little bit later on in the race, when the laps were ticking down, Matthias Jalbert goes for the move of Dylan Pereira and is able to sneak his way past into second position. Pereira trying to get back down the inside, but could not complete that move. Battle for the race lead in the Pro-Am category. Saw this excellent move from Bao Jinlong work his way down the inside of Lee Junsong for the race lead in Pro-Am, but no one could battle with Alessandro Gueretti at the race lead, taking it over Matthias Jalbert and Dylan Pereira. An absolutely brilliant performance. Of course, the Pro-Am victory going to Bao Jinlong, the Am category victory going to Munkong Satintirikul, and again, an excellent performance. Can see them there all on the grid. Photographs of all the cars, photographs of all the drivers near the cars. They'll be working their way onto the podium in just a moment, where we'll see the top 3 of each category work their way up. The top 3, by the way, of each category. Obviously, Alessandro Gueretti, Matthias Jalbert, and Dylan Pereira in the Pro category. In the Pro-Ams, obviously, we saw the victory from Bao Jinlong, and we saw Lee Judsong take over second position. Third in the category was Eric Zhang down in 15th position. In the amateur category, it was Munkong Satintirikul, it was Eric Kwong and Li Zhewei, of course, the driver to take third position in that category. All of the drivers, all of the mechanics jumping straight over to the cars, and a lot of them kind of taking some of the heat shroud, the rear of the car basically off, the hood, the bonnet, however you want to classify it on a Porsche being at the rear, the boot, just to try and get some air into the engine to instantly start cooling it down, which will be very much needed on a day like this. I do not feel... I feel for the Michelin man, who will be very toasty on a day like this. I hope that has some form of cool air coming into it, that suit, because that is not going to be comfortable. Again, 50 degrees track temperature. It was climbing up. It's mid-30s degrees Celsius was the ambient temperature through the race there. So all the drivers were struggling. I'm sure some of the mechanics as well were struggling, trying to keep out of the sun as well as all the marshals, camera operators, and everyone that it takes to bring the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia to life. It's not just a couple of people behind the scenes. There is a large contingent of people working very hard to bring this broadcast, especially when it comes to tough conditions like this. Whether it's roasting hot, freezing cold, extremely windy, it doesn't matter. Everyone's there. We'll head down, though, to the podium to see exactly what's going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podium presentation for round 5 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2024 in Buriram. Now, let's invite the winners of round 5 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2024 in Buriram for the M class. On 3rd place, let's congratulate driver number 777, Lu Zhiwei from RMB Racing. On 2nd place, we have driver number 22, Eric Kwong from Bergwood Motorsport. And the winner of M class goes to driver number 77, Munkong Satyen Tiraku from EBM Giga Racing. And now it's my pleasure to invite Mr. Peter Rower, the Managing Director of Porsche Thailand, to present the winner trophy. Thank you, Peter. And next, we would like to invite Mr. Alexandre Imperatori, the manager of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, to present the 2nd place trophy. And lastly, I would like to invite Ms. Kate Zhang, the operation manager of Michelin Motorsport Asia Pacific, to present the 3rd place trophy. Okay, I would like to invite all of our award presenters to kindly join our winners for a group photo. All right, everybody, please look into the cameras in front of you in 1, 2, 3, big smiles. Once again, thank you so much to all of our award presenters. Let's get ready to celebrate with champagne.
You can even see how windy it is with the spray of the champagne there.
M-Class again.
Fantastic performance. Fantastic stuff there, of course, from Munkong Satyen Tiraku. Of course, our race winner, Eric Kwong and Li Zhiwei. Of course, the podium finishers, Eric Kwong. Yeah, sure, it wasn't a 5th victory, but it was a 5th podium. Still the dominant force and force to be reckoned with in the AM category, but maybe a race victory for Munkong Satyen Tiraku with still plenty of time to go in the season. Could be that which will change things around. We'll head down, though, for the Pro-Am podium.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's now invite the winners of round 5 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2024 in Buriram for the Pro-M class. On the 3rd place, we have driver number 77, Eric Zhang from Toro Racing. And on 2nd place, we have driver number 21, Li Zhitong from Trans China Automotive Racing. And our winner goes to driver number 7, Bao Jinlong from Phantom Global Racing. And now I'm pleased to invite Mr. Peter Rower, the Managing Director of Porsche Thailand, to present the winner trophy. Thank you, Peter. And now we'd like to invite Mr. Alexandre Imperatori, the manager of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, to present the 2nd place trophy. And last but not least, let me invite Ms. Kate Zhang, the Operation Manager of Michelin Motorsport Asia Pacific, to present the third place trophy. And now let's invite all of the award presenters for a group photo together with the winners for the Pro-Am class. All right, please look at the camera in front of you. Big smiles in 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much, everyone. And it's time to celebrate with champagne.
Well, they're not prepared in this category. They weren't ready, as we saw in the AM category. Mankung Setin was straight away on it with the champagne. Taking a little bit more time in the Pro-Am category, but still getting the champagne flowing on the Pro-Am podium.
Once again, congratulations to our winners for the Pro-Am class.
Superb performance there, of course, from the likes of Bao Jinlong, of Li Judsong, and of course Eric Zong as well. Unbelievable stuff. In the second, we'll see the pro drivers take to the podium: Alessandro Gueretti, Matthias Jobert, and of course Dylan Pereira. I'm sure Pereira will have a few things to say about that race. Maybe it didn't go quite his way, struggling a little bit with the hot conditions, but just the pace of Alessandro Gueretti at the moment, almost unbeatable in this championship. What do they have to do to deal with him in the next race a bit later on? Let's see them take their podium and grab their
Now,
prizes.
ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to invite the winners of round 5 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2024 in Buriram for the overall class. On the third place, congratulations to driver number 5, Dylan Pereira from Team Shanghai Yongda BWT. On second place, congratulations to driver number 99, Matthias Jobert from Toro Racing. And the winner goes to driver number 55, Alessandro Gueretti from Team Jepson. And also congratulations to Team Jepson for being the Dealer Trophy winner. And now we'd like to invite Mr. Peter Rowe again to present both the winner trophy and the dealer trophy. And next, I would like to invite Mr. Alexandre Imperatori again to present the second place trophy. And let's also invite Ms. Kate Zhang to present the third place trophy. Now let's invite all of the award presenters for a group photo, please. All right, big smiles over to the camera. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Thank you to all of our award presenters, and let's get ready to celebrate with the champagne.
And there we go. Once again, on to the top step of the podium, Alessandro Gueretti. An excellent performance from him for round 5 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Will he be able to do the same thing, though, tomorrow? Later on today, rather. Of course, do remember, in just a few hours, we will be back for more action in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Round 6 in the Chang International Circuit here at Thailand. We'll see you in just a few hours' time.
ก็ผ่านไปเป็นที่เรียบร้อยครับสำหรับพิธีการมอบรางวัลนะฮะทั้ง3คลาสด้วยกันนะฮะ